Oh my goodness. Whoa, I hope y'all got your seatbelt on because she's gonna bring it. I know she is. This young lady is a regional vice president. She's a retired educator. She's a wife. She's a mother. She's the first African-American female regional vice president in the Midwest. And she's a woman on purpose and in purpose. Woo! I love to hear that. Man, without further ado, we've had her on every Wednesday this month. I can't wait to hear what she's going to say today. The great regional vice president, the one and only Miss Nichole Woods. Let's give her a hand.
Listen, you said the great. I thought you was about to start speaking. I was ready to look. You know I keep it handy. I was ready.
Only this Saturday only.
Listen, I'm waiting. So you guys, I'm so excited to be able to be here today. Listen, before we get started, we're going to start in prayer. Before we do that, where is my friend's face? I have to find him in here. Julian Lewis, when I tell you, you almost had me in a car accident yesterday. You almost had me jump out of my car at a stoplight and run around like I was a Pentecostal shouting. You almost had me slap folks that I didn't know. It was going to be a Will Smith moment based upon what you were talking about. Yes, it was amazing. And then I said, oh, I want to go on a notebook challenge with him. I got notebooks full of stuff too. Oh my goodness. And so listen, this is super crazy, you guys, because in total, this is my second round doing ACN because I stepped out for a moment. Mr. Al Thomas knows my story. So in total, I've done ACN over 20 years. And so I still have notebooks from the beginning to the end, and I still go through my notebooks just like you do, Mr. Lewis. Thank you so much for yesterday and for blessing us. And, as we continue, I want to go into a moment of prayer. And this one is going to be very quick today because I want to be on top of God's business. So, Father God, this morning, this afternoon, this evening, wherever we are, our folks coming in from, Japan and Greece and all over the place. Lord, the only thing that we're asking you to do today is speak. In Jesus' name we do pray. Amen. So listen, I'm excited. I could not wait. This is my last Wednesday with you guys. I'll wait until, I get another invite back, and I'll keep my fingers crossed that I do. But it's so many things that have been on my heart as I listen, because even on the days that I cannot jump on here, I still go back and I go on YouTube and I watch. I want to see what's going on. I want to see who's talking about what. I take notes. So I fill my notebooks because I want to be in a season of not just gratitude, but knowing how to be a service to all of our teams, irregardless if there's a financial connection or not. So I'm going to jump right into the information. And right before the call, I was on and I was talking and laughing with my mother. She's on this call. She's amazing and beautiful. She's a regional director, 73 years young, Mrs. Donna Kelso Nelson, and she gets my mind right for, everything that I do, or she tells me about myself and gets me back in order, because even though I'm her upline, I am still first and foremost her child. So, we spoke and I was super excited, and the music started playing on here, and I couldn't wait to be able to see everybody's face this afternoon. So let's jump right into the information. This is what we're going to be talking about today. We're talking about how to elevate our business. So I'm going to be very transparent. What I wanted to do is to figure out how to do the video that Mr. Lewis did yesterday and just replay it. That's what I really wanted to do. Real talk, because I took so many notes from him. I was like, oh my God, wait, he said that already. You can't say that again. You got to come with something just as fresh, new, and yet guess what? Still the same. The information is the same. So that's what I love about, this opportunity. Some people say, I don't like when things, or you do it over and over and over again. And I think to myself, at your job, don't you do it over and over and over again? Absolutely. Or you will not be there. In your marriage, don't you do some things over and over? Yeah, absolutely. So now I'm going to talk to you guys about how to elevate. And we're looking at our business, and then we're going to talk about how to take it globally. Elevate. Let's look at the definition for elevate. It's to raise or lift something or someone to a higher position. To raise or move someone that's important or impressive to another level. That's it. raising to another level. That's what elevate means. So think about something going on right now in our ACN business. What has this year been about? It's been about emerging. And what is our end of the year about? Elevating. So right now we're coming together, we're emerging together, we are coming out of, you ever seen it's kind of hard to actually watch happen, but you ever plant a seed and you water it and you're cultivating that seed and you want some things to happen and you can't wait to see, what this flower is going to look like. And it's like, oh my goodness, it just hasn't happened yet. And then all of a sudden that flower emerges out of the ground, out of the soil. And it's one of the most beautiful flowers you have ever seen. The winter comes, it goes away. And then the next summer, what happens? It emerges again. And you planted one seed. We're here to plant seeds. And from those seeds that we plant, from those seeds that we water, from those seeds that we cultivate, we are going to elevate our business throughout 2022. And it's going to take us to move past our children's children in this opportunity. So you want to make sure that as you're building this business, not only are you elevating your business, you're elevating your mind, you're taking the time out to learn and be diligent in what we do so that you can elevate and not just you move to a different position, you can take some other people with you. That's the real name of the game. So look at this as well. There's a system that's in place. I had somebody on my team. Oh my goodness, I love Zoom. Whenever I would say the word the system, oh, her face would cringe. She couldn't stand the word. Because she didn't want to follow it. And I laughed at someone we talked, I said, you already know, right, that you're following a system. It's just that, oh my goodness, I can't stand when you're following a system. Even with you trying to bucket, you're still following a system. Everything has a system. Everything has working parts in order to be able to create, in order to be able to do, in order to be able to have. So look at the word system here. It's a set of principles or procedures according to which something is done, an organized framework or method. So I said it a little earlier in the beginning of the call. If you are married or you are dating, there's still a system that's in place, that's happening. Gentlemen, yes, you may be courting this young lady and she is the prize. I get it for sure. I know, but there's still a system that's in place. And ladies, once we accept that invitation, when he asked us to marry them, and trust me when I tell you, you're accepting, so don't go around saying, oh my God, he get on my last nerves and I can't stand. You chose. Now you're a part of the system. There's a system that's in place in everything that we do. There's a system that's in place at your place of employment. There's a system that's in place for the people that come take your garbage out. They don't just randomly come down your street at the same time every day or every week. It's a system that's in place. In this business, there's a system that's in place. And the system that's in place has allowed our company, I didn't say the company, our company, ACN, to be able to have the millions and billions of dollars that they've been able to create. Now, I heard Mr. Lewis say something yesterday about you still getting your piece of the pie. He shared his story, how he was able to, in a certain amount of months, to be able to replace a six-figure income. It's documented. It's not made up. It wasn't created to get you hype and, bring the noise. It's real. Why is that? Because he followed a system that's in place. And when you follow the system that's in place, and he said it yesterday, follow the system that your team is using. So here's the deal. We have ACN, and then there's an umbrella that we're all up under. And everybody may have a different, or some people may have a different system, and it may work differently for someone and different for someone else. But guess what? It's still the same uniform system. If I call Mr. Al Thomas and I start talking to him about X, Y, and Z, he starts talking to me about the system, the verbiage may be different, but the framework is still the same. Understand what I'm saying? He may say, you may want to say such and such and such and such, because it's tailored to that person, it's tailored to that audience, but the framework is still the same. The system is still the same. So when you follow the system that's in place, that's created success in your marriage, that's allowed you to be on your job as long as you've been, that's allowed you to be able to function and have the relationships with your children and so forth and so on. Whatever you want to look at, there's always a system that's in place. You want to make sure in this opportunity that you follow the system, because you can go out and you can do it willy-nilly. I was saying this on our customer acquisition call yesterday. You can go out and you can be fired at getting customers and just having it all made up. You could come up with your own flyers and scripts and PowerPoints like this that's outside of what the uniformity of the group is doing, and you may light it up on fire. You may. And I told him yesterday, if it's so dope, if it's so fire that you making so much money and changing so many lives, I'm going to take a look at what you're doing. However, if it's outside of the, and I don't like using the norm, if it's outside of the system that's already been created, that's a proven track record. You ever get a puzzle and you throw it out there, you ready to do it, and you're like, man, where does this go? What do you usually do? Don't you usually look at the box? Right, that's a point of reference. Don't you usually look and try to, it's a point of reference. So when there's no point of reference and you're doing it willy-nilly on your own, you may have some success. But there's a couple of things that doesn't happen when you're not following an in-sync system. It's not duplicatable. So the chip no longer fits when it's not duplicatable. And everybody's doing their own thing. So nobody really knows what they're doing. There's a whole bunch of Indians and no chiefs. So you want to make sure that you follow the system that's in place, already designed for you to win, ready, set, go. All you got to do is unwrap it like a great gift and do what's required on the inside. And that's going to also require you to be coachable. Look at this, coachable, capable of being easily taught and trained to do something better. Capable of being easily taught and trained to do something better. We are looking for people better than us. We are looking for people who want to be better than us, following the system. First of all, willing to emerge from something different, willing to elevate, willing to follow the system, and willing to be coachable. You want to know why we ask you in the beginning if you can be coachable? Because we already know if you're over the age of 18. Matter of fact, my daughter is 14 and she already thinking on her own. I'm like, oh my Lord, help me, pray for me, Lord Jesus. Woo, amazing. But I'm telling you, it's a piece of work. And my mother always said, I couldn't wait for this day. I think she's a little bit of me, a lot of me, a whole lot different. So it's crazy because even with her, I have to ask her sometimes, can you be coachable? Like, stop talking and allow me to, okay, before you, I don't want you to lose I want you to, oh, you get it? Okay, close your mouth. Listen more with your ears and less with your mouth. Oh, you being coachable? Okay, great. Why is that? Because even at 14, she's already developed into who she is, like 1000%. And so when we come in this business, 18 and plus and so forth and so on, we've already have preconceived notions. We've already gone through some things. We've already established ourselves or are establishing ourselves. And so it's hard for us to be coachable. Prime example, when I got back in ACN, I was like, I don't need to listen. I have been in this company. I did it. I know. I don't. So I wasn't as coachable in the beginning. Trust me, it was a short-lived for sure. It wasn't even 30 days because I got my bonus and everything else, you know, that Mr. Julian talked about us being able to get yesterday. That ETL platform, brother, was on point. Why is that though? Because of coachability. Understanding that when you come in this business, I don't care if you did ACN before. I don't care if you were a senior vice president influencer before and you stepped away and came back. Doesn't matter if you were a CQ, IBO, or you got started and never did nothing. Clean slate. If you're not being coachable right now, clean slate. You want to do it. Why is it important to be coachable? Because now you allow someone else to work not for you, with you, in helping you build an empire, in helping you create and cultivate a dynasty, to help you to be able to leave a legacy. But when you do it on your own and you're not coachable and you figure out, you know, that you came up with a new concept that's so fresh and so clean and so dope and so whatever the new words these kids are using nowadays, it's not duplicatable. And so you may find a couple of people who will follow you. because it sounds good and it looks good and it may even be good, but it's not duplicatable. However, when you're coachable, which ties in line with duplication, it's something that people can follow. Why? Because if I tell you for sure and for certain that by listening to Mr. Al Thomas, who has made it to a position and a place in this opportunity and in life in some other areas where you may be interested in going, that he can lead you there. And trust me, by no stretch of the imagination, all 85 of us are not on this call just because he sent out a nice little flyer at 9 o'clock this morning. He has a proven track record. He has a platform to ride on. He has a point of reference that he's able to give. There's facts, there's documentation that beats conversation every day of the week. So why would I want to not be coachable and listen to him? Why would I want to allow him the opportunity to coach me, get a little bit of coaching? I got my 1 hour session with him and then I feel like, boom, I got it. I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna tear this thing up. Nope. You gotta be coachable. You gotta be coachable because we can't do this business on our own and not have it be sustained long-term. You can go out and be a one-man show and hit regional coordinator all by yourself with the points needed. Great, congratulations. But I know for sure and for certain it won't be long. It won't be long-lived. It will not produce residual income on the level that you would really like to see, and why I know we all got started in this business. And two, if you're doing it all by yourself, where are the lives that you're looking to change? So we have to remain coachable. Now, in doing that, understand when you're being coachable, you've now entered into a what? Partnership. You're not doing it by yourself. You're allowing your success coach or coaches to coach you and walk you through and to show you how. And this is great too, because when your family members and friends hear this information, they know you to be who you already are. My family members and friends knew me to be in the field of education. They never saw me climb up no poles to turn on nobody's electricity. They never saw me with a hard hat digging ditches for gas. They've never seen a Vivid Home Security or Spectrum truck in my driveway overnight because I've never worked there. So now that I'm going to talk to them about this opportunity, what are they doing? They're judging me based on my merit. So what do I have to do? I have to speak about a Mr. Al Thomas. I have to speak about a Mrs. Jocelyn Driscoll, who is a beast. I have to speak about a Mr. Stephen Payton II, who changed my life. I have to speak about people who are helping me build this business. I speak about my executive team leaders and my CQs the very same way, like they're a Al Thomas, like they're a Jocelyn Driscoll, like they're a Stephen Payton. I speak about them all the same way. Why? Because when I can build credibility of the people that I'm working with, no matter how long they've been in the business, but they've been trained properly to deliver information that's so simple that a 5-year-old can read it, the partnership that we've developed is now stronger. So look, a partnership is an agreement where parties known as business partners agree to cooperate to advance their mutual interest. What are our mutual interests? You want to find that out. If we partner, what are our mutual interests? Why are you doing this business? What would you like to see come from it? And can I help accomplish those goals for you? If yes, congratulations. We're now entering into a partnership. Verbal, non-verbal, I don't care if you wink or twitch twice. If you say yes after, we're down. And now that partnership allows us to be able to build together. And so now you don't have to do it all by yourself. How phenomenal is that? Anybody on the line like me? I used to have to do all the work at work and help train the other people and putting up stuff and doing the bulletin boards and all the other kind of stuff that came with it, and nothing else was attached to it. But it was still, guess what? A partnership. I agreed. Sometimes even when I didn't, I did. It was a partnership. So now you have entered into a partnership that's going to help you alleviate some of those bills. That's going to help you be able to cut down that retirement. That's going to help you be able to spend more time with your children. That's going to help you be able to further your financial gains. It's going to help you to be able to put some vacation money away. That's going to be able to help you feed some hungry children. That's going to be able to help you be more into ministry, all based upon this partnership, following a system that's already in place, elevating through the immersion of us all being on the same page. So look, put those goals out. You got to have them. You better have some goals. If you don't have no goals, I'm telling you, you always going to be right back at the beginning of the game, period. When you have goals in place, it gives you a worthwhile reason to get up in the morning. It's that why. It gives you a worthwhile reason to say, man, I didn't get it today, but I'm yesterday, but I'm gonna make sure today. It gives you a reason to continue to engulf yourself in the partnership and talk to your success coach, your coaches, the people that you're working with on how to establish, attack, and master knocking out the goals. So look at goals. A goal is an idea of the future or design result that a person or group of people envision, plan, and commit to achieve. People endeavor to reach goals within a finite time by setting deadlines. So if you say, my goal is to be able to reach regional coordinator. Wow, oh my God, that's awesome. That's great. You ever hear that? You can do it. You are going to be so super amazing as a regional coordinator. In my mind, you're already one. And then somebody said, but when? Like, it's great to talk about it. It's great to talk about it, but don't just be here, be doers of the word. You want to still set things in motion. So if you want to be a regional coordinator, when? Well, okay, today is my start date, May 25th. Let's be realistic about it. Let's see when we can make it happen. And if you're working with me, I want to be unrealistic. I want to be audacious. I want to step outside the box. There is no box. You can color wherever you want to. Let's go ahead and set something in place and let's attack it and make it happen. So, okay, you started on May 25th. This is your first day. Congratulations. We got a couple of things in mind that we want to go to be able to do. We're going to make sure that you're launched and that you are customer qualified, because no money moves in this business until you are. We're going to make sure that within 7 days that you're already at the position of executive team leader. And this is the work that's going to be put in order to be able to make that happen. Now, remember though, I did hear you say you wanted to be able to reach regional coordinator. We're already halfway there once we get you to executive team leader. So now let's look at the date for regional coordinator. We're going to get executive team leader knocked out within 7 days for sure and for certain. This is what it's going to look like. So let's be unrealistic. Let's go ahead and do regional coordinator by June 30th. In a month. Yeah, they start calling. Oh, and everybody went, nope. We could do it. Put a goal in place. And in working with the right people. And when setting that goal out into the universe, and when taking the small bites, bite-sized chunks, and making it happen, it's so doable. It's so doable. I'm not being funny, but there is no super fantastic power potion drink that, Julian drinks at all. None. There's nothing so amazingly fantastic about him that, when he, steps into a room, the lights darken and there's a spotlight shine that's placed on him. Oh my goodness, I was ELA. What's happening here? That's shine down on him. No. He decided to be coachable. He followed the system. He has beast mode work ethic and he has goals. So I know that if I sign Julian up on May 25th, I know by June 30th, Julian can be a regional coordinator. So can you. Set a goal into place and then set it into motion and talk to the people that you're working with to make that happen. And here's the deal, hold them just as accountable as they're going to hold you in helping you build your business. That's it. With that being said, you guys, there's a marriage that's now taking place, or an alliance. Look at this. A union or association formed for mutual benefit based on an affinity in interest, nature, or qualities, to be joined or associated. There's a marriage that's taking place when you encompass everything that we just talked about: emerging and elevating, following the system, being coachable. Oh my goodness, taking the partnership. There's a marriage that's in place. You ever marinate some meat? And I was talking to my mother about this just a moment ago. My father was was telling her about a meal that I made for them yesterday. And I love cooking. I love cooking. I love trying to figure out new ways to make my husband happy with meals. And I test dummy them all the time. And he's think, oh my God, why you never made this before? Because YouTube just told me how. Okay. Now I'm always doing something. And I've noticed that sometimes when I'm in a rush and I'm putting all the components in to, to make something, when I'm in a rush, it's sometimes it's still good to me, it's still good, but when I let it marinate and sit overnight and let the juices do what they need to do and let the seasonings get in between the meat or the vegetables or whatever it is, it's so much different later. Why? Because I allowed that alliance to take place. I allowed that marriage to take place in that meal. Same thing in this business. When you cultivate everything that we just talked about previously, there's an alliance that takes place. There's a marriage that is cultivated, designed for you to win. For those of us married on the line here, did you get married saying, man, I can't wait to get this divorce? Did you spend all that money and get that dress, get that fresh tux, have all those people come, paying a DJ, food and alcohol, and the hotel room and the honeymoon and all? Did you do all that to say, I can't wait to get a divorce? Oh, I can't wait. No. Same thing in this business. Did you get started in this business and say, man, I can't wait to break ties? Man, I can't wait to just get this ETO bonus and bounce. Did you wait to do that? Absolutely not. Did you get started to do that? Absolutely not. And if someone did, that wasn't your compatibility partner. That wasn't the person you were supposed to be in alliance with. You didn't let it marinate long enough. There's something that didn't mesh. And here's the deal too. Sometimes it may be your fault, but 99% of the time, it's still their fault. Everybody has to learn to take full responsibility for their business within this business, working with the people that you're married to. Look, me and my husband do two totally separate things, and we're married. But we still find a way to make the marriage work. You can be different yet the same. I don't have to like what you like and still not work with you. I don't have to a lot of things. But because we decided in this partnership to be married together in this unity of being able to build this business, creating this alliance, and we're here anyway, why not win? Why not win? Why not go out and be the best us that we can be in this opportunity, in this marriage, in this alliance, through this partnership that we already have, following the system in place where we can all elevate together? Look, you see this right here? Time waits for absolutely no one. No one, we don't know. We don't know the hour. We don't know the minute. We don't know the second. We don't know. It's so not guaranteed. I know you guys have been paying attention to the news and to social media and all the things that have happened in the past couple of weeks. It's not guaranteed. Stuff is happening rampantly all over the place. And we are now in a position to be able to change lives with the time that we have left. Like, that's literally it. Just the shootings and the murders and the heinous crimes that, are going on. We can still make a difference. We can still make a difference. Yes, here in this opportunity, we can still make a difference through following the system, through showcasing this opportunity to people and finding the people who want to work with us the same way we want to work with them and take our lives to another level, where we can not just invest our time, but we can invest our resources in order to be a world of change, in order to be able to do something different, in order to be great. We all got it in us. We have the ability to be able to make a difference. So people say, man, you got all that out of gas and electricity. You got all that out of health sharing. I got all of that out of being able to utilize this opportunity to raise my voice, to have a bigger platform, to utilize the resources, and to be great, and to do exactly what God called for us to do in and outside of this opportunity. So this is it. 1 Corinthians 3:9 says it so simply: for we are co-workers in God's service. You're in God's service, even in this business. You are God's field, you're his building. So I understand corporately coming together in church, but you don't need to just be holier than thou in church. People need to see that you honor and serve God, that you are about his business, even on this call, even in this building, even with your children, even on the Zoom platform, no matter where you are. It's all encompassed in being able to do his will, his way, and his word. And so I have a couple of folks on my team who say, well, I don't really believe in God. Just wait. If you don't, he's coming still. Just wait. It's okay. It's okay. But no matter what you believe, we don't have to have the same religious, spiritual background, color, like the same clothes, hairdo, nothing in order to build this business. But I still believe for me, I still know for me that I'm about kingdom building. And so by me allowing you to see God through me, even if you never decide to do whatever, you'll still know that he exists. You'll still know that he's there. I don't care what you call him, what you name him, what it looks like for you. And he'll show you how to elevate in this opportunity. Working with the right people will show you how to follow a system, the partnerships that will be put in place, the marriage and the alliance that'll take place, because like I said, time is not of the essence anymore. It's moving like a thief in the night. And since we don't know when our calling and election will be made sure, we have to do what we need to do, not just in this business, but in our lives, to be able to change our lives and the lives of those who we come in contact with. So as it relates to this business, don't see somebody in the grocery store or walking down the street and you say, man, they sure do have a beautiful smile, and not tell them. I was at the doctor's early this morning and I was walking behind a young lady. And this just tells you the power of words. And walking behind her, I was like, oh, look at her little cute shape. She was just so cute. And she was just, just this little walk. And it's so funny because I've never met Marie in my life, but it was so funny. I imagine Marie B, I imagine you when she was walking. Now, Marie, I know this is not you once I finish this story. And she turned to the side to say something to the man at the reception desk. And when I tell you, she had the biggest pregnant belly I have ever seen in my life. And it was so beautiful. Marie, don't stand up. I was going to say, stand up. Let me see your belly. But I know. I got to find Marie. Where's she at? She's right there. Okay. So, but in my mind, when she was walking, I don't know why Marie came to my mind. But she turned to the side and I said to her, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. And she was like, I know. I said, no, not that. I said, that's beautiful. And she said, thank you. I said, but walking behind you, I can never tell that I couldn't for sure tell that you were pregnant. You look amazing. And the tears that flowed from her eyes. Now, mothers out there know the tears that flowed from her eyes. Felicia, I see you. The tears that flowed from her eyes. It was like, oh my goodness. She said, do you know how I've been feeling for these past 8 months? And she just started. And I was like, oh my. Yes, I know. I look like Grimace when I was pregnant. I get it. If anybody doesn't know, look up the old Ronald McDonald. Felicia, move your hand. I'm dead serious. So I could bring documentation that'll beat this conversation. I look like Grimace. Ask my mother. And she cried. And I told her, I said, if you don't mind, I said, I didn't know that was going to move you to tears. I said, but I want to continue to be a blessing to you. Can we exchange numbers? I did a Julian on him. I'm not wasting no time. Where Julian? I can't find him. I was wasting time prior to. I'm not wasting no time. I said, he told us yesterday, even if you just met somebody for the first time, how to get it and go. I said, can I continue to be a blessing to you? She said, yes, let's keep in contact. I said, perfect. I'm going to call you this evening so I can show you how I can continue to be a blessing to you. And that was that. So yes, I'm going to peek her this evening. Yes, she told me her husband was in construction. So immediately I thought of Mrs. Driscoll and I'm like, yes, let's go. But this is it, you guys. I wish I had a lot more to say. I don't. This is it. What we just talked about, planting the seeds, watering the seeds, cultivating the seeds that you'll watch emerge into beautiful beings. Taking those beings that we cultivate and water with the knowledge of this opportunity into our Elevate event at the end of the year, and then following the system that's in place and being coachable, along with the partnerships and the marriage that will come from it, the alliance. It's nothing more to say. We can do this. We can do this. We've been doing it. And so now it's time to do it on another level. There's levels. There's levels. I call myself 1000%, and I love levels and I love accountability partners. And I praise God for this platform, because without Mrs. Jocelyn Driscoll, you all would probably not know me. She allowed me an opportunity to be on the same platform with her. And so I called myself, because she is my sister from another mister, and you can't tell me or her differently. You liable to get into a bonnet in the day, bonnet in the night, bonnet when we pray, and bonnet when we fight. We will go hands down because we are this close. And so even being this close, I said, I was crying to her about something. I was whining and I was just like, oh, and she was like, okay, so listen, sis, you guys know how she is. Listen, sis, that all makes sense. However, let's continue to follow the system that's in place. And if you look at the dates of this is how it really would have worked out for you. So you got to stop crying and you got to go to work, because these are the things that we need to do. She wouldn't even let me be a crybaby, because she understands that time is of the essence and we don't have it. She understands that we're here to do something bigger. And see, we don't have time to be cry babies. We don't have time to whine. We are here to live out God's purpose in and outside of this opportunity. So on that note, the only thing I'm going to tell you to do is be great. You already are. Utilize the opportunity. Don't use it. Utilize the resources. Don't use it. Utilize your success coach or coaches. Don't use them to build a life greater than ourselves in and outside of this business. And Mr. Thomas, as always, I thank you for the platform. You don't have to do it, and you do. That's it, you guys.